Scorpio, welcome to a Yours and Theirs reading for the week of July 14th through the 20th. Thank you guys so much for being here. Welcome to Empowered World Tarot. This is a new channel. My name is Holly Christine. Let's get into it. Spirit, angels, guides, ancestors of love and light, we thank you for your help today with Scorpio and their person's reading for whatever they need to know for the highest good. Take what resonates, leave the rest, exchange or reverse the energies as necessary. And let's see what's going on. We'll be pulling clarifiers as we always will, along with some advice at the end and an oracle card. There we go. You are showing up with Judgment, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. Your person is showing up, the Five of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. In the shared energies, we have the Three of Swords, the Four of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the overall energy of your reading, Scorpio, the Two of Cups. And what brings us to this specific reading today, the King of Swords. All right. So before we pull the clarifiers, we're going to talk about this baseline just a little bit. The details are really in the clarifiers. So we're just going to be general here. The overall energy of your reading, the Two of Cups. There's a soul connection here. Two people that love each other. And what brings us here is the King of Swords. There's somebody making a very logical decision, or they already have, perhaps about this soul connection. You're showing up with Judgment, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. Judgment, a major decision from our highest self. Consulting your own soul, answering the call, being called to your higher self to make a decision from that place. So it's not just from your heart space, though. It's from masterful logic as well. To possibly bring a halt to something. We're at least going to slow it way, way down. And here you are, independent, showing up independent, doing just fine with your resources and your abundance. But nonetheless, it looks like you might be single here. Your person is showing up the Five of Wands. That's a lot of conflict. There's arguing, battling, struggle, strife, conflict. And they're doing a juggling act, just trying to, keep the balls in the air, but they have a lot of doubt here. And then it's followed up by this Ten of Wands. They feel like this is too hard. It's such a burden, whatever this is that they're trying to, balance, that it's too much. They're not going to be able to keep this balance, the balls in the air much longer. They just have too much doubt. It's too hard. It's too much fighting, either with themselves or with others. It's just too much conflict here. In the shared energies, we have heartbreak, possible betrayal. It doesn't have to be betrayal, but there's definitely emotional pain going on, and you both feel this energy. And it could be tied to a marriage. The Four of Wands is a relationship commitment. It speaks to the stability on the homestead of this commitment. So we'll find out more about that with the clarifiers. And the Five of Swords in the shared energies as well. And that is all about winning at all costs. I wonder what the costs are. Wonder what we're trying to win here. Let's find out. Let's clarify this Two of Cups and the overall energy. Show us what's going on, please. What does Scorpio and their person need to know about this soul connection? Or what do we need to know that they already know? And we have the Nine of Pentacles again. First repeating energy, pay attention to those. They are stronger in the reading whenever we see repeating energies, followed by the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Swords. Okay. Somebody is acting independently here. Whether it's official or not, I don't know yet. But they feel single, and I think it might be you because it's showing up over here in your column. Again, clarifiers will clear it all up, but Nine of Wands, somebody's hurt, and I think it's you out of this couple. Um, you're wounded, you're hurt, and you just are exhausted from this whole thing, so you're taking a break to heal. Meanwhile, you put all your walls up around you to protect you from the things you don't trust that might come your way from this soul connection. And then we have the Seven of Swords. Somebody leaving. Somebody's grabbing their things and they're like, I'm out of here. I'm taking off. Gotta go. At the bottom, look at that. Two of Cups. Spirit just said, that's exactly right. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's look at Judgment over here. Being called to your higher self to make a decision. Show us Judgment, please, for Scorpio. Okay, look at that. Look what came out. The Five of Wands. That's how they show up. A decision around some conflict or that causes conflict. Nine of Swords. Stress and anxiety and worry and fear. All kinds of up in our heads. And then we have the Five of Cups. Oh my goodness, these are tough cards. The fives are always tough. They show great change and challenge. And this one is about grieving our losses. Being upset about the past and all the things that we've lost along the way and the things that didn't work out. Pertaining to this Ten of Cups, that's at the bottom. That's what brings us to this little bit of a lineup here. There's conflict, there's stress, there's anxiety, worry, fears, and grieving our losses, having to do with a decision that we need to make from our highest selves about our what was a happy family. And what's right behind it is this painful ending right here. Perhaps that's what you're contemplating with your decision. Sure looks like it. Let's look at their Five of Wands. Their conflict, their battle, their struggle. What's going on? Show us the Five of Wands, please. There it is. Eight of Cups. Somebody's walking away. Somebody's leaving. Endings are here. Things are going to transform in a major way with the Death card. The Sun. We're ending and transforming what was once very, very happy energy. And now we're conflicted about that. Your person is conflicted about it. You guys are probably battling this back and forth for a while now. Let's look at the bottom. King of Wands. We're here because of this energy. The King of Wands takes action and they don't second guess it. They're confident about what they decide to do and the actions that they take. So I think this King of Wands is you making this major decision from your highest self, so you know it's right. But you're stressed about it and worried about it, and they feel the conflict as well on their end. Let's look at the Three of Swords. The emotional pain and heartbreak here. It is in the shared energies, so this is hard for both of you. Very hard decision to walk away, to disconnect, to do whatever's being done here to end this thing. Show us the Three of Swords. And we have the Ace of Swords. An opportunity for truth and clarity and to be able to take action based on that. Six of Pentacles. Both parties being on the same page. Three of Swords. Spirit just said again, that's exactly right. About this heartbreak. It's a moment of truth. A moment of clarity. And you're both in agreement that you're both feeling a lot of emotional pain here. At the bottom, yeah, look, Six of Swords. Somebody's moving on. Leaving an old way of being, thinking, doing behind, turbulence, all of that. Leaving it behind. Got to go someplace else. We have to create distance from this. So we're moving away. We're moving away. We're going to head towards a better place. Perhaps separately and independently. But nonetheless, moving on. All right, let's look at your Knight of Pentacles here. Things have slowed way, way down to the point where they feel like they're just halted and you're just standing there looking at where you want to go or what you want to do next. I don't know, but we have the World card, the Queen of Wands, and Strength. This is all about closing out a major cycle. Look, it's the King of Wands again. It's you. Closing out a major cycle with someone we're attracted to, someone we feel magnetically attracted to, is very hard. Strength is here. You're calling in strength to tame the inner beast so that you can do what you need, what you feel like you need to do. So it's a strong attraction, but you're closing it out. It's coming to an end. It's slowing way down, and you're just looking at it. You're just looking at the situation at this point in time, asking for strength and courage to do what you need to do, which is to close it out. Masterful action, King of Wands. I don't know why you got to do it, but you got to do it. You're just not happy here for some reason. Let's look at the Two of Wands. Your person is expressing doubt as they just try to keep the balls in the air, juggling something back and forth, juggling stability. What is this? Two of Pentacles in Scorpio's persons column. Okay, we have the Ten of Cups, the Emperor, the King of Swords. Repeating energy with what brings us to this reading. So the Emperor is control. This whole happy family unit, what once was a happy family living together, is being controlled by this decision. In other words, this person feels like they don't even have a choice. They're just like going along doing, they're along for the ride, really. Just trying to get through their day-to-day activities with some sense of balance after this decision has been made. It's a very controlling decision. Let's look at the bottom, Three of Cups. We're here because this is a card of communion, communing with others. Okay. I'm not sure what that's about, except to say we might learn more later on about what this is about, because this is what brings us to this little lineup of the happiness of this relationship is controlled by a King of Swords decision maker. I was assuming that was you, Scorpio. Miss B, you're going to have to wait, honey. You were just out like 5 minutes ago. She just rang the back doorbell, my dog, so she can wait. Trust me, we go out like every hour. She's fine. And literally it was right before this reading. In between each reading, I go out barefoot, I ground, I release the energies of the previous reading, clear all the cards, do all the things. And of course, we go out together each and every time that she can go outside. She does. You're going to have to wait, sweetheart. Don't give me that cute face. Okay, so um, we'll find out more if this shows itself, but this could be friends, this could be a third party, this could be all kinds of things. I don't know what this is, but it's what brings us here to this happy family being controlled by some kind of logical decision that I thought was you making it. But what if it's an outside third party that has some kind of decision making process here? Although I don't see how they would. But let's move on nonetheless and find out the Four of Wands and the shared energy, because that could be, it speaks to the stability of a committed relationship. What of it, Spirit? What does Scorpio and their person need to know? And we have the High Priestess, the Five of Swords. Did we see that card yet? Five of Wands. Oh, yeah, it's coming up later. Five of Swords, the last card in the shared energies. And the Ace of Cups. The High Priestess is our intuition, going within, listening to that part of ourselves. When it comes to this committed relationship, Five of Swords, winning at all costs, fighting for it. Fighting for a new opportunity for love and joy and happiness to overflow. Fighting for it, winning at all costs. An inner knowing to fight for it, for a new opportunity at it. Let's look at the bottom. Three of Cups again. Why is this here? I don't know if this is one of you fighting for it or a third party fighting for it. Let's look at the Nine of Pentacles. Here you are, single over here, showing up independent. Show us the Nine of Pentacles. What is this about? Page of Swords. Ten of Wands. It's your partner's card coming up next. And the Lovers. Showing up single because, well, we learned of something. The Page of Swords watches and learns. Ten of Wands, of a heavy burden. About what? The Lovers. This connection on your heart. Watching, learning, getting ready to take action. Watching and learning about the burden of your connection. Let's look at the bottom. I'm like, don't tell me it's going to be the Three of Cups again, right? You should have seen the last reading I just did with Cancer, because at the bottom of this, and this, it was the Tower every single time. Same card. Anyway, we have a lot of disappointment here. Is what brings us to this Nine of Pentacles. We're single now because things didn't work out the way we wanted. And we're upset about it, and we've been focusing on, all the upset that we're not happy about. Taking another look at the burden of this connection. All right, let's look at their burden, because they're your connection. Show us the burden, please. Okay, and we have the Queen of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles. Page of Cups. It is with great hope that we're here. Queen of Cups. We got two queens here. I think one of them represents you, the Queen of Cups. Seven of Pentacles, we're on pause right now, trying to assess the situation, how much effort we've put in, how much effort it would take if we were to try and, turn the Seven of Pentacles into, say, a Ten of Pentacles. Um, but the Queen of Pentacles is here putting themselves first. Self-care, self-nurturing, healing, well-being, one's own well-being. So we have one person that is heart wide open and another person that is more focused on themselves for their own well-being. And I think that's you. But I thought the Queen of Cups was you too. But you're the one making the decision, I think, to leave over here, to close out a cycle. Closing out a cycle of what we're attracted to is hard. Things are at a halt. There's conflict, stress, losses, endings and transformations, heartbreak, possibly betrayal. As I say this over and over again, let's look at these in the middle again. Ten of Cups, Emperor, King of Swords. Yeah, there was a decision made, and it controlled now all this doubt surrounding this. What was a happy home and family has a lot of doubt now. The commitment, inner knowing, Five of Swords, winning at all costs, fighting for it, fighting for a new opportunity at love. Taking another look at the burden of this connection. We have two queens, which ordinarily would be a good match, king and queen or queen and queen, and sex on the card doesn't matter. The energies of the cards would ordinarily be a good match, but right in between the two queens is this pause. Like, wait a minute, we're not as stable as we thought we were. Let's look at what's going on and assess it. And it's really, really hard on your person. You're okay. Nine of Pentacles, you're like, yeah, I'm fine being single. I'm fine on my own. They're like, oh my God, this is so hard. But they're trying to keep their attitude positive. They're trying to keep their mindset as positive as possible and have hope in their hearts about this. But it's hard. They're having a hard time doing that. All right, let's look at the Five of Swords. Winning at all costs. Here's a battle. Here's a fight. Well, it's in the shared energies. Sacrifices would have to be made. Show us the Five of Swords, please. The Hermit. The King of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. And at the bottom, oh, there it is again, guys. Three of Cups. The Hermit shines the light in the dark and says, what is here? What is in our way? What needs to be healed? The King of Pentacles. The master manager of things. And the Knight of Pentacles is next, which is slowing everything down to the point where it feels like it's halted. Managing the fight. What is in our way? The Three of Cups. This Three of Cups showed itself again. It's in the way. This Knight of Pentacles, we have to refer back over here to this Knight of Pentacles where you're closing out a cycle of a magnetic attraction, but it's hard. And over here, in order to fight for it, what's in the way? This is in the way, closing out the attraction. This is a third party. Look, right behind it, it's a soul connection from the past. That's who it is that they are attracted to. Somebody that they have history with from some prior time. And I say they, I'm talking about you, Scorpio. And now that we know this, of course, Spirit always wraps it up towards the end, but now that we know this information, we can look back at all the other cards. In fact, let's look over here. This Two of Cups. Somebody's behaving independently. Somebody's guarded and not trusting. And somebody is getting ready to grab their things and leave. But right at this last minute, this is the fight for it. This is like, you know what? If we're going to fight for it, this is what has to be done. We're going to need some deep healing for whatever's in our way. And what is in our way is the person who's managing all the things with this Knight of Pentacles saying, you know what? It's too hard. Not that it's too hard, but it is hard. They need help doing this to fight this attraction. It's hard for them to fight this attraction. Page of Swords, taking another look at the burden of their connection. You're the one carrying the burden. Everything's on pause between you guys. It's a good match, the two queens. You guys are a good match. Soul connection, good match. Possible marriage, Four of Wands. If not marriage, definitely committed and living together kind of thing. If you guys are paying attention to your intuition is telling you could fight for this and have a new opportunity for love and joy together, the commitment. If Scorpio over here can put an end to this attraction from the past. All right, that's what we've got. Let's pull some advice. Spirit, what advice would you give Scorpio at this time who is having this difficulty, this conflict, the stress and anxiety because they're attracted to somebody that is a soul connection from the past, and it's causing heartbreak and heartache to their soul connection that is current, and they're behaving in an independent way, meaning that they have been acting single, meeting up with this soul connection from the past, and that's what's causing the heartbreak, possible betrayal. We've got it here a couple of times. In fact, what were the other clarifiers? Six of Pentacles and Ace of Swords. The truth of the matter is you're both on the same page with this heartbreak and betrayal, meaning that that you're both aware of it. It's out in the open. It's already known about back there. Let's look at your person's cards back there. Yeah. Eight of Cups. They were aware of it back here, that you feel like you're being called someplace else, and they don't feel like what they offer you, you know, is enough anymore because you're walking away from it. Eight of Cups. You're like, it's very painful, but it's saying like, well, it was enough at one time, but it's not anymore. Now it's everything's ending and transforming their happiness. And they're just trying to get through their day, trying to keep their head above water while you're making all these decisions, controlling the destiny of this. But it looks like at the end you entertain possibly fighting for it, possibly. If you can close out this cycle with this attraction, you guys can heal it. But it's up to you, Scorpio. That's what it looks like. It's up to you to close off the attraction, end that cycle completely with the person from the past. and stop communing with them in good times and having drinks and being friends and then letting it turn into something else. Because you already have somebody here who is a soul connection. Even if that person was from the past, uh, was a soul connection too. It doesn't matter. You've got a commitment with this one now. It's easy to leave. It's easy to go when you might feel like, hey, there's only 8 cups here. I want my 10 cups, or at least 9. So I'm going to walk away from the 8. It'd be better if you stayed and fought for it and said goodbye to the soul connection from the past and really gave this relationship a chance. Your person wants it. They are they're feeling burdened. They're just trying to keep the balance through this thing, but they are a good match for you if you stick it out and work on stuff. It's what it looks like. The energies of the cards, by the way. Okay. Advice, please. What is your advice, Spirit? Yeah, forget my advice. Let's see what Spirit's advice is. Spirit knows. There it is. King of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. The Emperor. And at the bottom, the Page of Cups. If you, here, this is all about you, okay? If you, King of Pentacles, manage things in an expert way, manage what? Your Queen of Cups, your, yourself, and your partner. Whoever this Queen of Cups is, it's either you or your partner. And I'm not talking about the one you're fooling around with. I'm talking about the one that's here now. Because this queen and this queen is you, I believe, with this pause in the middle, and that's the burden. I think this is yourself. If you manage yourself and control with control, it's like self-control. Manage self-control. That's what that says. Thank you, Spirit. There's hope. That's your advice from Spirit. Manage self-control. There's hope. All right. Let's pull an oracle card from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Spirit, what message do you have for Scorpio going through these energies at this time? From Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. All right. Sometimes it takes a minute. Spirit is deciding. There it is. Thank you. We go with the one that flipped up. Kind of want to go with the one that hit the table too, but this one flipped up. We always go with the flipped up. So there you go. That's the rule. The Web Weaver, Synchronicity, Divine Intelligence, Cause and Effect. It is card number 4. And here is the message that Spirit wants to give you, Scorpio. The Web Weaver rejoices that your creations are far-reaching and have positive effects on the many. Every action, every thought, every word and deed is woven into the web of creation. When the Web Weaver appears as your ally, she grants you the way She grants you the way to others of like mind and intention and lets you know you're not alone in your endeavors. Just when you need to make a connection, like magic, synchronicity occurs. Music reverberates through the web and plays in harmony with your own. This is a sign to trust in the connectivity between all events. Magic is afoot for you. If your query is about a relationship, the web weaver gives you assurance that meaningful coincidence comes through to give you reason to hope. Manage self-control. Potential grows into reality with care and patience. Remember that the web reaches far and wide, and you're only capable of perceiving a small part of it. Trust and pay attention to the patterns you see play out in your life. All things will be revealed through the web. Cause and effect, patterns, advice, manage self-control, and then there's hope. Okay, I hope it helps. I really do. And if this reading resonated with you, or if you just like the way that we do things here, um, throw a like, subscribe, add a comment. I welcome it all. I'd love to have your energy. And with that, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I look forward to reading for you next time. Take care, Scorpio.